Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to the Skypark series in FS 2020. For today's flight, we are flying from Vietnam in Tan Son Nhat in making our way to, how do you pronounce that, Saravane in Laos. So we're making our way north 294 nautical miles with the CJ4. Should be pretty quick, but I'm planning to fly low, maybe not slow, but hopefully we'll get some nice sights along the way. That's the XP, that's everything, that's looking good, everything is set. We are actually good to go here. I'll show you the flight plan later. I've started up the plane, plugged in the flight plan in the FMS and everything, so we should be ready to go actually. So seatbelts on, everyone.
May I have your attention, please? The captain has turned on the seatbelt sign. Please fasten your seatbelt and shoulder harness at this time. Thank you.
Parking brake is released. Let's do this. We'll have to turn around somewhere here. I think we can follow this taxiway. And as you can see in the PFD in front of me, the screen, it says 6,500 feet. Oh, it looks like some couple of guys there as well. Some of them live flights, live traffic. Some of them I think are real players. Nice to see we're not alone in here. Right, we'll be departing from runways 07 right. Looks like someone's taxiing to the runway. Let's beat them to it. But yeah, as you can see in my PFD, 6,500 is our planned cruising altitude. Just enough to clear us from any mountains that we might encounter in the vicinity, but low enough that we can appreciate the sights more. Oh, I love it actually. So many flights here. That's another one. I'm not familiar with the airline though. What is PIC? Anyone know what airline code that is? Wish we could have realistic liveries though from planes. I guess that's something that's still work in progress. So let's keep it here. Runway heading should be 069er, so let me adjust my heading bug there. 069er. We'll be following a standard instrument departure, a SID, where it will be a bit tricky, but autopilot should take care of it for us. Let me share with you how that works. Can I maybe move this like here without crashing? We'll see. So it's a bit complex, but we'll basically we'll be following the runway heading until we reach that circle. That's a Tan Son Nhat NDB. Oh, I think I'm veering away from the center here. 1 second. Yeah, it's hard to multitask. And then after we cross the Tan Son Nhat NDB, we'll turn left, and then we'll intercept the Tan Son Nhat VOR radial on a 039 radial, and then we'll head straight to Anran, and then we'll head straight to wherever we are going north towards Laos. Probably isn't that clear, but don't worry, I'll take care of it. Just enjoy the view. After all, that's what the Skypark series is all about, right? All about the views. Okay, let's see. So, which one is our taxiway in here? I think this one could work. This should be enough for us. Either way. Has that other plane taken off already? Yeah, that's the guy. Lovely. Alright. So we won't be working with any air traffic control today, but we can assume that we've been given clearance. So let's turn on our strobes, landing lights, go to TARA mode, turn on the heaters, line up on the runway, make sure no one's there. Looking good. Winds are coming from the left, but very mild, 4 or 5 knot winds. So just have to be very mindful of that. There we go. 069er on the heading. Engines are stable, takeoff thrust is set. V speeds have been calculated. Let's try and maintain center line here. Oh, it's going to be a very short takeoff roll. V1, rotate. Actually, I forgot something. That's because of all the babbling. Thankfully, it wasn't too detrimental for us. Did you notice it? Flaps were not set for takeoff, but that's okay. We had more than enough runway length in front of us anyway, so that's no problem. Looking good there. Flaps up. Flaps are already up. Yaw damper is on. Go to takeoff. From takeoff detent to climb detent. Slow us down. Not to tax the engine so much. You can turn on autopilot here and start enjoying the views of Vietnam, guys. If you didn't see the last stream where we flew into here, this is what we are experiencing. And all of this is default weather, default scenery. Look at how good that looks. My goodness. Take some screenshots here. I think that will be a nice thumbnail shot. Beautiful. Oh, it's a bit noisy though. Good. Looking good there, and let's just continue the climb. So let's review that departure again. So here we are. After we cross the SG, the Tan Son Nhat NDB, we'll be turning left following this line. And then we'll turn right on that waypoint, which is the 039er radial for the Tan Son Nhat VOR 116.7. So how we can monitor that to see if things are working correct.
Altitude.
Oh, and I have to pull back on the throttle here because if we're flying low, then this jet is really easy to overspeed. I have to be very mindful of that. There we go, that should be okay. 6,500 is our target altitude. We'll simulate that we are flying VFR here, just for the sake of the sights. It's a pretty flat area here in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh area, although there is a mountain right there, but just a small hill. There are lots of rivers though. Look here. Lots of rivers snaking around the city. Looks very nice. And actually, oh, there's another airport there. What is that? Slow down a bit. I'll overspeed if I don't look at it very nicely. I don't monitor this. This is the Bien Hoa Air Base. Oh, looks like probably a military thing. Slow down a bit more. Keep our lights on here. Seatbelt signs can go off. You guys can relax. But yeah, we'll be staying at this altitude for a change, at least for now, so we can appreciate the sights a bit better. Buildings from above, not too far away, just enough to appreciate the scenery. Look at my thrust here, my throttle. 52.9 in 1, that's almost at idle. Look at the throttle position. Almost at idle right there. Just so we won't overspeed. And I would imagine we are consuming one heck of a ton of fuel. If you go to system, I think fuel flow should be here. Fuel, yeah, pounds per hour, 362. So that's, I think, double what you would consume if you were high up in the flight levels. Alright, here we are, we're turning. You can see that's on the 039er. Yeah, exactly, 039er radial. You can see that blue line. That's pointing to the VOR. That's the outbound course, 039. Perfect. So the plane is following exactly the departure here. So if you look at the chart, yeah, right on the money. Intercepting that straight to Anran and then onwards to our designated destination. So I've been looking around here in Ho Chi Minh in the maps, and I was trying to remember where we were before, and I recognized some of the stuff that we went to, like the Bentan Market, the War Memorial, you know, the very famous landmarks when you go to Ho Chi Minh. I found them finally in Google Maps. Unfortunately, our flight path today doesn't take us there because we're headed north, and the sites that I'm more familiar with in real life when we went here is more on the on the southern area. So unfortunately, we won't get to see that much. But still, at least, we get to appreciate the scenery a bit more. And when things get a bit more calm like this, a bit more grassy, greenery, fields and stuff, we can then decide to go higher. After all, we have complete freedom. We don't have to restrict ourselves. Let me just double check that Skypark is still tracking us. Yes, indeed. Okay, good. That's good. That's what we want. Because I also discovered that Skypark is very powerful in that regard. I hope I can go to the home page without screwing things up. Can I go there and go back? Okay, looks like it's working. Because I was trying to find there is a special contract, a set of contracts. If you enter Soriano in the search, it's showing to me now. Oh, nice. Yeah, that wasn't showing to me before, although I'm not sure if that's the same one. But yeah, it wasn't showing, it's not showing the entire thing because I don't meet the requirements yet. And I think that's mainly because if we look at the progress, I'm pretty low level, only level 4. Some of those require level 5 if I remember correctly. And I think in terms of reliability, that's a question mark. But basically, the more contracts you finish, the higher your reliability score is, and that will unlock more missions. So it's kind of a nice goal to have, doing more missions in Skypark, enjoying the scenery, finishing the contracts, and that's kind of leveling up in a way because we get to unlock more stuff. So expect more episodes from Skypark where we can enjoy a bit more the scenery like this, and hopefully soon we'll unlock those very scenic, even more scenic than this maybe, who knows, scenic flights ahead of us. Yeah, okay, so I think it has leveled off for now. I'm looking at the map here. Actually, I can show you little nav map. So that's how it looks in front. There should be a huge river on our right. Dongna River. Oh, that's the one. Very nice. Okay. It's looking pretty good. And then looks like we'll be passing through Wildlife Sanctuary. With little nav map, you can even see the vertical profile. And that's why I picked 6,500. Because it automatically computes that. Based on the flight plan you set, it would detect the elevation. And then you can see this highest point here is 6,000 actually. 4,800, so the safe altitude is 6,500, something like that. So you can see that here in the flight plan where that part is. If we hover, so you can see if I'm hovering on the vertical profile, it's also highlighting on the flight plan here where that is exactly, and that's actually near the airport already. I see. Nice. Then that means we should be free to climb higher. Let's maybe say actually we don't even have to guess about that. We can actually change the altitude here and we'll see how that looks in terms of top of climb, in terms of if we'll have enough time to do so, or if we won't manage given our performance. So that's looking good. 240 looks like a good flight level. So let me increase our altitude to flight level 240. Let's go it like that. And let's go to flight level change mode. Let me go on the climb detent again. There you go. It's the climb detent. Don't exceed 250 please. There you go. And let's adjust that to 240. That's how easy it is to continue your climb. Then let's just change this to 240 on the flight level change. Okay, the plane is following it. Good. Now the transition altitude here, I'm not so sure. Let's double check. Transition altitude here in Vietnam is 18,000 feet. Okay, so similar to US rules. Alright. So we won't switch to standard altimeter until we reach 18,000. That's all good. Well, that does seem a bit sharp of a turn. which is quite interesting. There you go. Was a bit weirded out with that turn. A bit sharp. 10,000 feet. Can turn off our landing lights and logo lights. Everything else we keep on. Looking good right there. Alright. So I will continue the climb, guys. I'll bring you guys back when there is something cool to see. And wish me luck that everything goes as planned. Catch you in a bit. See you. Well, that's looking quite interesting. Wonder what that is. Step inside here so it's a bit quieter. Let's have a look at the map. Ah, that's the one. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how to read that.
Altitude.
Probably not how you read it. Very nice looking. I don't know what even body of water that is. Lake. That is. Does look very nice from here though. Pretty cool. There should also be one second, what was that? A sanctuary. There's an airport right here on the left side. Let's see if I can spot it. And over here, or like 10 o'clock, there's a Snow Wildlife Sanctuary. And that looks like, yeah, we're crossing over to Vietnam to Cambodia soon. We can see that border, Vietnam and Cambodia border. So that looks like we are right on the edge of it. The airport should be... Oh, I can't see it. Let me see if I can spot it. I think it's too small of an airport to see from 24,000 feet up. Even the wildlife sanctuary, I'm not sure. Maybe that is it. Maybe that's it. Not so sure, but it could be. Yeah. Nice though. Oh. Pull back on the throttle onto the cruise range. Make sure we don't overspeed. That's going to be quick. If you look at the time that it takes to get there, we should be in Laos 35 minutes from now. Okay. Second should be 28 minutes, 27 minutes, and before that we reach our top of descent already. Cool. Yeah, so far so good. Loving the view from up here. Pretty nice weather. This is live weather. Oh, that looks great, doesn't it? Wow. Would be nice to get some info from that one as well. Can we take a photo from up high? Oh yeah, that's actually pretty nice. This is what we are loving here in this series. At least I am. Hope you guys are as well. Okay, anyway. You guys back in a bit. Hope we see something nice again in a bit. Wish me luck. Stay safe. Welcome back, guys. Almost at the top of descent, around 25-30 miles away. And to our destination should be 13 minutes away, so pretty close. I think I can take you guys with me for the rest of the way without extending the video too long. Anyway, finally a few clouds showed up. Nice getting this kind of variety with live weather. Really feels real. Looks like there's a city right there as well. I'm not so sure what that is, but let me show you if I can read it. So that's us. To our immediate left, 9 o'clock for us. It's that one, Sifandon. I have no idea. But looks like we'll be crossing over soon from Cambodia to Laos. That river, looks like it's the border. That river that we'll be crossing through here. So let's see if we can distinguish it from over on this side. Where's the river? That might be it. Yeah, right there. Cool. Path is armed. VNAV is enabled. So you can see V alt here. Selected altitude is 1,700, which is something arbitrary because the runway is 641 elevation, around 600 feet elevation. So I just put in like 1,000 more than that. That should be enough to get us through. And you can see here RX07. That's a nice feature of the plane. If you look at that view, 1 second, let me zoom into it. So from the runway 07, it actually extends that 5 miles away. So you have like a final 5 mile final. So even if this airport doesn't have any published approaches, it creates its own approach. This plane is amazing. Thanks to CJ4, thanks to working title for the CJ4 mod. So runway 07 5-mile final is what that does. Very smart. So even if we are going to airports like these smaller ones, which have limited instruments, no published approaches, even if there are no lights or anything, at least we have some guidance. And the plane will create a virtual, I'm not sure how the technical term is, but like a pseudo glide path, calculates its own. So we're not totally flying blind. Having a look at the airport itself, looks like we are very close to top of descent. You can see the snowflake coming in. TOD right there. TOD should blink right before we start descending. I think 5 seconds before we descend, top of descent. Let's pull back on the throttle here. And there we are. Starting our descent in earnest. Nice. Okay, let me monitor the speed so we don't go over. We don't hear that scary overspeed warning. Let me try and monitor it as best I can. So this is what we're going to do. We'll be we'll be like on the right base here, joining a 5-mile final into the airport. And then this is the airport itself. Saravane. Although it says here in the map Saravane, so maybe it's Saravane actually. Or Saravane, close enough. Looks like a fairly small town, but it has an airport, 4,500 feet in length in asphalt, so that's more than I can ask for. That should be enough for us. 4,000 feet. Actually, I did some calculations for the landing already. If you look here in perf approach, that's the approach, 4,500, so it detected the proper runway length. I calculated the landing speeds right there, so this is one is saying, that's actually pretty close. That landing field length, I think, is 3,000 feet is what we'll be consuming out of 4,500 that the runway has. Now, that one is assuming that I land properly on the actual landing strips and not float. So I think we'll have to be very careful. We don't have a lot of buffer here. Well, wish me luck, okay? We'll need it, I think. I haven't landed on small airports like these with the CJ4. I've always been landing on the bigger airports, so it's a bit scary. So I'll need you guys to keep me company. 20,000. I'm not really sure about the transition level as well when we switch from standard altimeter to the local one. But let's just assume it's 18,000. Be consistent. Also, I'm not even sure if it's this inches of mercury is the unit that they're using. I would assume not. I would assume more that they're using the QNH, the 1013. But that's okay. We're not working with ATC, so we're not that strict. Anyway, outside, let's have a look again. Engine's a lot quieter now because we're on our descent. Not the best photogrammetry here. Not the best quality of satellite imagery. Oh, what is that though? That might have been the hill that we were going over. There should be like a mountain up ahead. Might be this one. Just like 5,000 feet in height. Not the highest, but it could have been deadly for us. 18,000 feet. Let's switch to standard. From standard to local. Just press B here. There you go. 907 in this area. Okay. Adjusting the heading bug. Look at the winds, guys. Calmest winds ever. 17,000 feet above and you only have 7 knot winds. Well, I'll take that. So can we see the airport from here? Let's see. Let's try and spot it, okay? Let's check it out from the outside. So there are some roads there. There's a mountain in the distance. Is that something? Okay, I think I see it. If I show you little nav map, this is where we are currently. Right, that one. And if you look to our front, there's like that road there. Although there are multiple roads, so I'm not sure which one I'm seeing. There's also a mountain range in the distance. That might be the one. So to the right of the road should be the airport. Okay, let's try and see if we can spot it. That's the road. Everything just looks the same. Oh my goodness. Alright, maybe we'll only see it when we're on final already. We will see if we get lucky. We zoom in on the map here. Also, this might be a good opportunity as well to be on the safe side, so since we're not familiar with the terrain. There is a fairly new feature from the CJ4 mod. You can actually enable terrain warnings in here. Terrain, and also on this MFD. So both on the PFD and MFD you can have something like that. So the closer you get, the lower you get. When you're at risk of hitting terrain, it becomes yellow, orange, red, depending on how close you are to the possible obstacle. Yeah, so we'll see. 1,700 by the time we reach the runway. Can we see it from here? There, I should have a view here. CJ4 front, that one. Let's see if we can spot things better from this vantage point. See anything, guys? That's another road. Although there seem to be multiple ones. Yeah, it's kind of hard to spot. But if it's 07 on the heading. So there are mountains there. I think the airport should be somewhere there. It might be that one. Or that one. It might be that one. Is it that one? Is it that one? I have no idea. My closest bet is that one right there. We'll see, okay? Maybe I should have made it a 10-mile final. Okay, let's start slowing down here. 10,000 feet, we shouldn't be above 250 knots. This is the exciting part. Exploring new areas, not knowing nothing about the scenery. Have to just wing it. Okay. Slow down, 250 knots. We can go idle here. I think we can go even slower. Oh, there we go. The terrain is getting fleshed out a bit more. We're seeing more buildings, more trees. We're getting low enough that some detail is getting put in now. Still not enough to see any airport. Might be that one. I have no idea, guys. We'll see it when we get closer, hopefully. 10,000 feet, okay. I would expect the runway should be somewhere. Okay, there's a road in front of us. That like junction with the river. And I think that's this one. So if I show you. I think, so we're here. I think what we're seeing is either that one or that one. Like the junction with the river. Like an intersection of roads and the river also intersects. Kind of. But looks like we'll be going over the mountain? Would it be going beyond it even? That looks scary actually. That might actually trigger some terrain warnings in here. We'll see. Well, little navmat can also be used there. You can see there's a mountain below us, a hill. That's the 5,000 foot hill. It doesn't detect anything after that that's of danger. So it might be that one that it's detecting. So it looks like we are going beyond it. We're getting pretty close for comfort there though. Yeah, but the terrain warning should at least guide us a bit, hopefully. Let's see how that works. We should see it fairly soon. I think we can speed up a little here. too shabby. It actually looks very similar to the Philippines. Very same vibe in some areas. Oh, what is that? Very interesting land formation in there. Can you see that from the map? Might be this one. Sekong province. Looks like it switches it. There's like a border from Sekong to Saravane province. Okay. Yeah, that's us. The terrain warning didn't actually trigger. Yeah, I guess we're not close enough. It just seems like it from here. Yeah, not bad. I mean, that's pretty good distance. Not really risking so much. Oh, and actually forgot we should have turned on our landing lights, logo lights as well, even if not needed. Seatbelt signs, guys.
May I have your attention, please?
Seatbelts on, please.
Turned on the seatbelt sign. Please fasten your seatbelt and shoulder harness at this time.
Going beyond 250 knots as well, almost oversped. Thankfully, Skypark isn't that strict when it comes to it. Not like on air. So at least we can relax a little. Doesn't have to be too bad. Okay. Now things are getting interesting. Lots of hills in the vicinity. It looks like this airport might actually be seated right behind the mountain. It could be. Well, in any case, let's just admire the view. We'll see it when we see it, and if we don't, then we'll go around. We'll find a way through. Town coming up. I think that's the town of Saravane in front of us. That's another hill that we are getting a bit closer to. It doesn't seem too dangerous. Oh, that's beautiful. Now that's the altitude I like. We are on a low enough altitude that we're seeing all the details from below. All the trees have their own shadows. Very nice view. The buildings are very defined. They look more realistic, more than just satellite images. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you can see there some terrain warnings, very small ones, getting orange, the peaks of the hills, I guess. Okay, runway should be right on our maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Should see it by now. Go and check that view again. Am I looking too far? Still don't see it, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll worry about it when we get there. But I have to be slowing down though. I think I'll need some speed brakes in here. Slow down to 200 knots so we can deploy our flaps. Looking good. Should be turning final soon. It might be that one. Could be. Alright, there we go. 200 knots. Flaps 15. Can we arm the approach as well? Is that something we can do? Can you arm the approach? No, you can't actually arm an approach with just a visual glide path. With a visual approach, we can't arm it. Basically have to be on our own here. Okay, 070 on the heading. Actually 066. It's the runway heading. Landing gear coming down. Terrain warning on the right side. That's for the hill there. I see the runway finally. I think that's it. 160 knots, full flaps. And then let's balance the throttle. Is that one? Oh my goodness, that looks so narrow. OMG. Okay.
Autopilot.
Okay. We're on our own here, guys. There we go. Turn off the flight director. Oh, it's going on. There you go. Okay, fine. Can we do that?
Altitude.
Okay, that's more like it. So it's going to guide us the rest of the way through. Even though I'm flying manually now, at least you can see the glide path, the snowflake, the magenta snowflake, guiding us if we're on the proper vertical profile, and then the flight director guiding us if we are lined up with the runway properly.
500.
Winds are looking good. Coming a bit from the right, but barely there, so no problem there. Now we'll have to make sure that we land right on the strips. I don't think there are even strips here, but land at the beginning of the runway is the best we could probably ask for. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that definitely is the runway, if you could call it that. Literally just asphalt with no lights and anything. Okay, might be a bit high here. There you go. Land it down. Speed brakes. Alright. Oh, that's no problem. We'll make it through. Yeah, plenty of runway to go. And at the end of this should be the gate. That was actually quite scary. Did you guys see the house on the right side? That one, I thought my wing would clip it. I was half expecting to get a black screen saying we collided with something. There we go. Welcome to Saravane. The end of this is the parking. We should just maybe squeeze ourselves here in between these two planes. Awesome stuff, guys. Awesome stuff. Terrain warnings all over the place. That's okay. Let's turn that off. We made it. Heaters going off. Let's park over here. Turn off the terrain. Turn off the lights. Parking brake is on. And what else? Air conditioning can go off. Avionics can go off. And well, before the sim fully stops the flight, let's maybe appreciate the scenery a bit more. Bigger town than I expected. Lots of houses. Pretty interesting approach, huh? Nice. Okay, there you go. Good. Let's see if we can deliver this. Drop off the cloves. There we go. There we go. That's what I want. Leveling up. Beautiful. Alright. So we'll leave it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Looking forward to more episodes with you. If you have specific destinations in mind, let me know in the comments. If not, then we'll take it from here, go wherever the jobs take us. Just the way we like it, touring around the world. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Clumsy flying. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.